y'all. So guys, I wanted to come here and talk to y'all about this Miami reunion part one. Child, I feel like a lot didn't happen, but a lot happened. Anybody else feel like that? Like, I just feel like, I mean, okay, I'm a little biased, okay, because honestly, Trina's my bed. Love me some Trina. Grew up on Trina. I mean, honestly, Trina was probably the only female rapper I fucked with for real, of our generation. Not like these old school rappers, like rapper of our generation I fucked with until Nicki Minaj came out, and then until Cardi came out. So I have this like, I mean, ain't nothing that bitch put out that I probably don't know. Like, I love her. She's like an alter ego to me. So I'm a little biased. I'll admit that. However, I also do like that on the show. They've always shown her, even though her lyrics are raunchy, she can be raunchy. They've always shown the side of her that's very classy for the most part. Like, she don't get real hyped too often. Like, you know, no one, I've never heard from anybody that she's just the type of like reckless type of bitch. And then to see her go off on a reunion, I mean, I automatically had to be on her side. Because, you know, people who don't pop off a lot people tend to provoke them because they want to be like, oh, look at her now, oh, look at her now. And that's exactly what Nikki Natural, Dookie Natural did to the girl. Like, she really was trying to press her buttons, like, and then she tried to backtrack too at the same time. It's like, I think she saw herself on the show and realized she wasn't getting no fans, and realized that she was threatening, like, blackballing her own quote-unquote career. And so she tried to kind of like, you know, rewind herself back on that, but it didn't really work. Honestly, y'all, like, she got lucky for the fact that Trick Daddy even referred her to Trina, because I don't see Trina. I mean, Trina works with a lot of women in general. She worked definitely with women from Miami. She definitely seemed like the type to give back, but she also, you know, doesn't seem to just be like the type to just be like, just because you said so, I'm gonna take you. You know what I mean? She feels her way back. It's not like she should. So seeing her go off like she did, and then me looking at the comments at different love and hip hop platforms, and people like, oh, she went too far talking about the kids. First of all, y'all must have forgotten that Nikki Natural actually said something about Trina not being able to have kids, something along those lines. So she already said something that was out of line, way out of pocket. And like Trina said, she really don't disrespect anybody. Even when she says something about somebody, if it's just some real stuff, like how she did about Amara, she still will try to apologize first and be like, no offense, but boom. You've never seen her just do some wild ratchet stuff like that. That's A. B, even Nick Dookie had never said that to her. You can't tell somebody how to respond after you keep doing this to them. And y'all, that is like one of my pet peeves. One of my pet peeves is people who are passive aggressive. People who, you know, poke you, then when you react, they make your reaction the problem rather than what they did to cause the reaction. You know, it's very manipulative and it's super annoying. Like, I don't like that, and I see right through that type of bullshit because I've dealt with it a lot in my lifetime. So I don't really see Trina as wrong at all, because I feel like Dookie could have shut her motherfucking mouth. She didn't have to say nothing. No one asked her nothing. She could have been like, you know what, I don't really want no smoke. I'm just gonna be like, try to run this shit back here now, try to make things better. But no, she didn't. She clearly wanted all the smoke, okay? She clearly kept talking shit. Talk about somebody come for me. No, girl, you came to a platform and you had a lot of nerve acting like you was damn Nicki Minaj. Even Cardi. I feel like even that was Cardi back in the day, like when she was on Love and Hip Hop, she would have done the performance again for Trina, because she would have been like, that's Trina. She would have had that respect. But this girl ain't got no respect. And I guess she thought because she was, like Trina said, doing some stuff with Trick, that she could just act however she wanted to act. So honestly, I'm all in favor of Trina and the way that she reacted. I don't care if she called about your kids. Maybe your kids is dirty. I mean, like, saying your kids is dirty, I mean, that might just be a fact. Like, okay, it's sad. I mean, it's fucked up. I mean, it's kind of like, ooh, a little ignorant. But no, maybe your kids is dirty. So let's talk about your kids, because she kept talking about the kids. Like, I feel like there was a reason. And sometimes you get people to a point where that's the card they have to pull, because clearly you don't understand nothing else. And I've been there before with people where I'm like, listen, I've told you so many times, don't leave me alone. Like, don't come at me on no personal stuff. Like, don't say nothing like at all about me as an individual. Let's try to coexist outside of all of that. And you keep doing little provoking stuff. That the last thing I have to, where we gonna go next? We're gonna talk about your kids. We're gonna talk about your wife, all that. That's it. Your husband, I don't give a damn. We're gonna talk about it all, okay? that point, you get people to that point sometimes, and if people get to that point, that's not for you to be like, oh well, you don't know how to act, you so mature, you so no bitch, you don't know how to be mature. Okay, I tried to be mature by giving you warnings. You didn't want to heed them. Now we're gonna have to get gutter with the shit. Okay, that's just what it is. So honestly, I support Trina in the way she responded, and I don't really see why anybody else would not support her. It's yes, I say I'm biased, but I still, even with that bias, I really don't think that that's the wrong position to have. Other things that happened in the reunion, Prima Donna just was clearly there just to have really no role at all. I don't know, maybe she needs to sell more pots or seasonings, I don't know. But I really feel like she was just, an antagonist for no reason. But I'm happy that we finally saw the side of Amara where she defended herself, because that's one of the things that always has bothered me about Amara. I'm like, I feel like she's so fake because she never gets upset. I feel like people don't get upset, they might kill somebody. Because you can't have things bottled up all the time like that. Like, sometimes you have to be mad. Sometimes you have to show anger, Sometimes things irritate you, piss you off. You never really see that from her, especially in open forum. So it was nice to see that twice from her in the season. And it kept coming when it was about her relationship. And I feel like I understand where that came from, because of the situation. Like, she didn't want to keep having to drag that through the mud with people who she don't really feel fuck with her. Makes sense. And Shay, like, why are you and your brother arguing about his relationship? Like, give him space. Like, he's a grown ass man. He's a broke ass nigga. Like, let him talk for himself. And the crazy thing is that he's one of those guys that if that was Shay's man and somebody had she would have been like, oh, he broke. Like, you know what I mean? She wouldn't deal with a dude like that. She would have said something. Like, so if it wasn't her brother, if it was just some random guy that she didn't have no relationship with, she would have been agreeing. Okay, no one told him to go and help her with her career. He wants to help her with her career because he wants the perks out of it. And that's what it is. This man's still living with her. That means he ain't got no place to live. Why are you not out of the house? If you don't need her, you would have been out of the house. You are in the house because you ain't got no place to live, boo-boo. Honey, we know. Okay, everything that girl said was true, and she didn't even say disrespectful. Honestly, some bitches would have came and tried to stunt on you and everything. No, that girl came on some real respectful stuff and told her everything and she thought about her man anyways. And then that's why Amara really got mad, because she said, all this stuff is resonating with me. Okay, I've been there, done that, so I totally understand when people say something to you and you're like, I thought about this nigga. Like, that is way different than someone is telling you something about your man, period. It's really hard to block out when these were already your thoughts, but it was like you couldn't say them out loud. And now somebody who had the same relationship with him 10 years ago, not even just a couple months ago, a couple years ago, 10 years ago, is telling you he was the same person 10 years ago. Why am I supposed to think he's any different? All in all, I do think that everybody looked real cute for the most part. I like the looks. Everybody's hair was done. Fine Shay's hair was done. She didn't look like a damn helmet head. Everybody looked cute. Everybody looked nice. Y'all know I always have a good, have a heart for Trick Daddy. So, I like that he, came out there and said what he needed to say. And he definitely, threw a little shade towards Nikki. I'm happy for that. I hope him and Joy do work it out. Joy looked beautiful, of course. I mean, I think she's gorgeous anyways on a regular day, but she just looked gorgeous in her dress, especially. Really worked for her complexion. And I just felt like it was like Santana, that him and Miami Tip thing. I'm kind of in the middle of that. I just kind of like, I don't really know how to feel about it, but I believe a lot that Tip says, because I've never known Tip to be a liar, and I know, of her prior to her loving hip hop Miami even being a thought. So honestly, I think she probably saying what's happened, and he's just a little bit embarrassed and doesn't want to fully admit it. But yeah, so we'll see what happens in the next season. I hope we get to see a little bit more of Suki and talk about the babes. I feel like Suki, Hood Brat, and Chameleon were like a great addition to the season. I hope they come back next season, because they were probably some of the best new additions that we've had in a long time. So we'll look out for the next part 2, and we'll do this review next week. Bye.